Hello and welcome to my biology class. My name is Nils, teacher Nils here from Cyrils Brettspiele, and today we are talking about trees, forests and photosynthesis. It's actually more a board game that I'm talking about from Blue Orange Game, but honestly it is so cool and I wish I could teach this into a class or introduce that into a class. Unfortunately, I don't have my class any longer. Sorry, Kathleen, I wish you would play it for me in the class. Let's take a look what's inside the box and then going quickly over the rules and then going back to my personal experiences as always in a nutshell. So you have a board. You have a sun, so the sun is always coming from these corners here. You have 6 corners and it comes in and shines in here. I explain that in a minute. Then you have 8 different rule books in 8 different languages. Wow! You have player boards for 4 different colors. You have a couple of victory point tokens here. 1 leaf, 3 up to 4 leaves. You have round tokens, you have a starter player token, and each player has this cool looking player board. Okay, what can you see on your player board? First of all, you have this cool trees. That's on cardboard. You have small one, you have medium, and you have large trees, and you have a personal supply area here, and these are for the setup. Anyway, let's take a look at the player board for a second. Every single thing you need to know about rules is on these player boards. Let's take a look on a blank one. First of all, your energy, your sun points here. You count your sun points from 1 to whatever you have. That is technically your income. So in mechanics, it's a very abstract game with a strong theme on top of it. It feels like a perfect theme for a themeless abstract game. So anyway, you have the points here. So by the number of light your trees are getting out there, I explain that in a minute, you are getting some points. You track your points there. Then in this yellow circles here, in the blue circles with the yellow dots in it, you have here your fruits. Then you have small trees, medium and large trees, and this means how much does it cost to ready one of these tokens on here. I switch over to this one here. As you can see, all of them are prepared on here. To ready these acorn token here cost here 2, the lower ones 1, and to ready a small tree 2, to ready a medium tree 3, and to ready the large tree 4, or even the second large tree 5. To ready means put it in your personal supply, and from your personal supply you can bring it onto your board. But wait, there's also an answer on this sheet here. What does it cost? To make out of a seed a small tree costs you 1. To let's grow the tree 2, making it even better 3, and then to chop down the largest tree into victory points cost you 4. And if you wanted to spread out seeds, you can reach 1, 2 or 3 range, depending on the size of the tree, cost you always 1 point. So what you're doing is from your personal supply, from your dashboard, you're putting it into your personal supply, and from your personal supply onto the board and onto the playing board. And every single area can use only 1 action per turn, means when you put your seed on it, just now, then you have to wait until the next round to make it into a small one, then next round make it into a mediocre, and last but not least make it into a large. And when you chop it down, you cannot seed immediately on the same field. That's really important, that each single area, each single dot can only used once per player per turn. So that's really important to know, but other than that, it is just what you can do. So, and the idea is to seed trees on here and let your forest grow. Let's put some of these forests and trees on here to just showcase how it works. it could be something like this. Now the sun goes around. As you can see, the sun comes from there. So it goes always like this, 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 and that. So, and this tree would get some sun. Just because the sun is over there and this will hit the tree. So he is mediocre, he will get 2 points income, or sun points, or whatever photosynthesis points for the next round. However, this one is in the shadow of this tree. He is just hiding behind this mediocre tree. He gets no points at all. If this would be the case, same size, also no sun for this little tree. It is not when it's just side by side, because sun strokes come from all over there. That's fine, the light, but if this would cover that tree. However, if that is a bigger tree, a larger one, and this is not covering that tree, he will get some, and so on. So, and this means this can only shadow the next spot, not 2. So he will get light as well. But this is larger, taller. He is making more shadow, so this will be into the shadow as well. And a gigantic large one has a shadow of 3 spots. That's technically all. You count the light that the trees are getting. Small ones getting 1, medium 2, large 1, 3, and there's only get it or don't get it. So there's no, if there's a small one in front of a large one, you get only 2. No, you get the full, you get full or nothing. That's getting all or nothing. That's all. But that's the game. You play the game until the sun is going 3 times around the board, and then the game is over. Whoever makes the most points out of the game is the winner. What a surprise. And the only way to get points is by chopping down large trees. So when you chop down this tree here, and depending on where it was, here 4, 3, 2 leaves, you're getting points. These points are getting a little bit less and less. So 19, 18, 18, 17, not really shocking down, but sometimes it can happen that you have already this 3 out and 17 is here, and this cycle is 17 as well. That can happen. So that's how the game works. And the only thing that counts is at the end of the game, the points here. And if you saved some of your points here, you see here the green dots, that gives you some extra points. But that is usually not the decision maker. That is only when you have a tie, usually that this gives you 1 or more benefit. But that's very, very rare. So, as always, in a nutshell, let's go over to my personal experiences with photosynthesis. As you know, I'm usually playing these games a lot before I'm making these videos, therefore I'm late in showcasing these games. But I think, and I really believe, a good opinion is based on a lot of games and not just on one game or so. So I played this game a couple of times with a lot of different groups. One of these groups is simply my family, aka my wife. She already played this game with me, which is really rare. Usually my wife is not playing games with me. However, we played Photosynthesis as well. I think the game is so easy that she can learn the game quick and fast, and I only have to teach her the game in 5 minutes. And it is also a cool looking component. I really like it. It's abstract here, so you don't have to have the feeling of, oh, I need this. So like fantasy or sci-fi, she doesn't need to be a fan of Star Wars to like the game or whatever or whatnot. So no, this is a game she really likes. So, and I played that also with gamers and in groups and with kids and all of that. And I can say this is a good feeling game. Everybody who played that game has a good feeling because of the theme. Everybody loves to see something growing, getting bigger and bigger, and you're getting some fruits out of your hard work to plant some trees and all of that. That is always a good feeling. So the theme and the components and all of that, making it to a smooth and elegant game that you don't have to deal with all the issues of super complex games. Also that all the informations are clear on your player board helps you to underline this feeling a lot. However, at the end of the day, it's an abstract game. So if you don't like abstract games and you don't like to plan ahead, so what will happen when I'm making this tree bigger? Can I do that when the sun goes around? Which one is getting shadows? What can my opponent do? What can the next player do? When I'm starting player, I have to play a little bit more cautious. I maybe have to, when the sun goes around, to make these bigger here on this area, because nobody can cover my trees there. And planning ahead is really, really important to win the game, to play that game serious. And as you know, not all people are serious players. So if you wanted to play photosynthesis as a serious game and not a family game, then you have to be careful in who you're playing with. If you wanted to have just a good time and fun, you can easily have that with photosynthesis, but then don't take that game too serious. That is really important to know. So even I figured out, almost every person I played this game with said, yeah, well, it's great. Well, super experienced players and players who like heavy overthinking AP games, they are probably not super satisfied with a family style game because it's not too hard enough. However, they still enjoy it. And people who only enjoy light games and small games, they are smart enough to play the game and enjoy the game. So this is a game right in the middle, hits the nail on the top, and that is what I personally like on photosynthesis. Because it looks fresh, it looks cool on the table. I mean, honestly, how cool looks the table right now, right? So it looks cool, it looks fresh, it is fairly priced, it's easy to learn. What else can I say to describe a game? I mean, it's probably not for everyone the #1 title. It's probably never be the #1 game for someone. But it's always a game you can play, and nobody would say, no, honestly, I don't want to play photosynthesis, that's a lame game. No, nobody, because everybody has a lot of fun playing this game. This was my personal experiences and my personal view on photosynthesis von Blue-Orange Game. My name is Nils, Cyrils Brettspiele, and see you next time with another In a Nutshell game. Bye bye, have fun, play a lot of games. Bye.